Yo, what's up y'all? Welcome back to another Roblox Studio video where today I'll be showing you how to make Game Pass tools such as the speed coil I have right here. When you click on the button, you can buy the Game Pass. And then once you buy the Game Pass, you're going to get the item just like I did right here. And then when your player respawns, you'll keep the item. If you like this video and find it useful, please make sure to leave a like. But anyways, let's just get right into it. So our system is going to mainly be controlled by one script where we're going to need to give the tools to the player every time they respawn and check every time a Game Pass is purchased. But to begin, we're going to need our actual tools and our purchase buttons for the Game Passes. So I'm going to start by adding a new folder to replicated storage and calling it Game Pass Tools. Next, since I'm going to be adding a speed coil, I'm going to go into the Roblox catalog to search for my tool. And here in the catalog, I can just search for speed coil. And I'm going to use the official one made by Roblox. And all you're going to need to do is copy the ID or the numbers that you see in the link right here. And now back in Studio, if you're using a catalog gear, we're going to need our command bar. So if you don't already have it open, you can go into the View tab and select Command Bar. In our command bar, we're going to need to insert our speed coil. So we're just going to type game get service in quotations insert service colon load asset. And then in these parentheses, we're going to paste in our ID from earlier. And we're going to set its parent equal to game get service quotations replicated storage. Make sure you type it the same way I have, except to replace my ID with yours. And this is going to create a new model in replicated storage with our tool. And we can just take this tool and drag it into our Game Pass tools folder. And next, we're going to need to group the tool in a folder. So I can just right click it and click on group as a folder. And I'm going to rename this folder to speed coil, the name of my tool. And in this folder, I'm going to insert in a new integer value and call it Game Pass ID. And to make our Game Pass, we're going to need to go back on the website. So back on the website, I'm going to go to the Create tab and find my game. And once I find it, I'm going to hover over and click View on Roblox. And next, I'm going to go to the Store tab and click Add Pass. And then click Create a Pass. And I'm just going to call this Speed Coil. And then once we create it, we're going to need to go and click on it again. And then click Sales. And we're going to set it to be for sale. And I'm just going to set the price to 1 for testing. And with our Game Pass now being set for sale, we can go and copy the ID. Make sure you copy your Game Pass ID, which is going to be the final set of numbers you see in the link. And back in Studio, we can just go ahead and paste that ID into our Game Pass ID value. And now with that, I'm just going to quickly make my purchase button. The way that you set this up doesn't matter, we're just going to need our button. And in my button, I'm going to insert in a new local script and call it Game Pass Purchaser. And in our script, we're going to start by getting our services. So local marketplace service is equal to game get service marketplace service. And local player service is going to be equal to game get service players. And then we can get our information. So we can set our local Game Pass ID. And then we can paste in the ID from earlier. And then we can set local player equal to player service.localPlayer. And we can get our click button, which is just going to be script.parent. And next, we're going to need a function to handle our clicks. So we can get click button.mouseButton1click and connect a function to it. And all we're going to need to do in this function is get marketplace service prompt Game Pass purchase. And we're going to send in our player and our Game Pass ID. And with that, our local script is finished. So we can go into server script service and enter in a new script and call it GamepassHandler. And we can start by getting our services. So local marketplace service is game get service marketplace service. Local player service is game get service players. And local replicated storage is game get service replicated storage. And we can get our information. So local tools is going to be replicated storage, find first child Game Pass tools. And next we're going to need to find and give the own Game Pass tools to the player. So we can create a new local function and call it give tools with player as our variable. And we can start by getting for underscore, comma tool in pairs, tools get children do. So for every tool in our Game Pass folder, we're going to set local Game Pass ID equal to tool find first child Game Pass ID dot value. So we're going to get the Game Pass ID for every one of our tool folders. And then we're going to see if marketplace service user owns Game Pass async player.user ID and the Game Pass ID. If that equals true then. So if the player owns the Game Pass, we're going to set local find tool equal to tool find first child of class tool clone. So this is going to see the first tool in the tool folder and clone it. And we can set find tool.parent equal to player.backpack or the inventory of the player. And then just to test, I'm going to print out a little receipt message to say that it's giving the tool to the player. And next we're going to actually connect our function. So we can first get marketplace service.prompt Game Pass purchase finished and connect the function to it with player, Game Pass ID, and was purchased as our variables. And then we can check if was purchased equals true then. We're going to run the give tools function with our player. And then we're going to need to give the player tools when they respawn. So we can get player service.player added and connect a function to it with player as our variable. And first we can check if they already have a character. So if player.character then, we can run the give tools function to our player. And then next we're going to need to check every time they respawn. So we can get player.character added and connect a function to it. And we can run our give tools function to the player. So this is going to run every time the player respawns. And now with that, we can go ahead and test it out. So in testing, since I already own the Game Pass, you can see it gave me the speed coil right away when I joined in. I can run around with it. And if I click on the button, it prompts the purchase. And then if I reset my character, once I respawn, you'll see that it gives me the item right back. And we can check server view and see that I also have the item on the server as well. So with that, our system is finished. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any ideas or suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below. All scripts will be in the comments as well. But anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one.